What's going down, man? Your player partner G-Biz, 106 KMEL here, talking to the IBF super middleweight champ, Mr. Caleb Plant. Man, so Caleb, how you feeling, man? I know you just had your last fight, where you retained your belt, man. I know you injured your hand in that fight. How's everything feeling? How you doing?
Feeling good. Went and got x-rays. There's nothing broken. A little bit of ligament damage, but nothing that requires surgery, just a little time and rest. So, just resting, settled in back home. And, here soon I'll start getting back to work and see what's next.
Now, with this victory, man, I know your record now is 21-0, 12 KOs. So, I mean, we all know the talk is coming. You and Canelo, is the fight official? Is already a date set? What's going on with that?
It's not set in stone yet, but I know that that's a fight that I've been wanting and asking for a long time, and I know that's a fight that he's been vocal about as well. He's looking to become, the first undisputed super middleweight that boxing's had, and so am I. And there's only one way to, make that come to fruition, and that's get in there and fight. So the fight will happen. The fight will happen. Hopefully later this year, but here soon I'll sit down with my team and talk, and we'll see what's for sure. But it should definitely happen, hopefully sometime this year, and hopefully September.
How do you think that you would match up against Canelo? I know you had some criticism following the last fight, of course, because of the injury. But how do you feel like your fighting style would match against Canelo? I mean, we all know the man only really got one loss. So, I mean, how you feel?
Well, he lost to Floyd. Mm-hmm. And then he had a real close and some would say controversial fight with Ezrandi Lara. Mm-hmm. And then he also got 2 draws on his record as well. Right. So when it comes to Lara and Floyd, I feel like I possess a lot of those same boxing abilities, ring IQ, speed, footwork, defense. Anyone who's seen me fight, they mm-hmm. know that the boxing skill is there, the boxing ability is there, the athleticism is there, and the grit, the mental toughness, all that. So, except I don't fight at 154 pounds or, 147 pounds. I'm a full-fledged 168-pound super middleweight. So, like I said, I feel like I possess a lot of the same boxing abilities, and, I feel like I got all the tools necessary.
Right on. Now, I definitely, I think I was reading somewhere today, Sean Porter was talking just about like kind of your defense in this last fight. With Canelo, we know his right hand is certainly, one of his best assets, man. Do you think that would be an issue going into the ring with him?
No, not really. This last fight, I was pumped and I was motivated, but, when there was talks of me fighting Canelo and then, wound up that it wasn't going to work out, and then it went to me fighting Caleb Truax for a second mandatory, it's not that I wasn't taking them serious or locked in, but, some fighters – they're able to step up to the occasion and rise to the occasion, when there's fans and a crowd and, the pressure's on. And then some fighters do better when it's, at sparring. Mm-hmm. I like to think of myself, and thus far I've shown that when it comes down to, all the pressure being on and on the big stage and with all the people in there, that's when I do best. So I pitched a shutout. He only landed, 12% of his punches in this last fight. I landed 43% of my power punches, won every round. So, the only thing I didn't do in this last fight was get the stoppage. And, when you have, a little thing going on with your hands, sometimes it's hard to get. But other than that, I feel like I boxed beautifully. And, like I said, I kept him to like 12 or 14% of his punches. So defense was still there.
I mean, you got the unanimous decision, man. So, I mean, clearly, you definitely were doing your thing in the ring. And you talk about fighting on a big stage. How did you feel with this last fight? I know it was like your 4th time doing it on like Fox, prime time pay-per-view. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, right on Fox. And, it felt good, except, it was different without the fans in there. Mm-hmm. I was saying on TV, they pumped some audio in there that makes it sound like some cheering and a crowd noise. But in the venue, there's none of that. You can just hear his team and my team, and that's it. Other than that, it's like dead silence. So it was different, but, I'm proud to say that I made it through the pandemic era with my belt still intact and, pitched a shutout. And, now it's on to bigger and better.
That's what's up, man. Now, Caleb, I also know you a Nashville boy. So, I mean, man, it's been almost a year, right, since your last fight there in town? Man, when you fight at home, what like, what type of feeling does that give you, man? Like to be fighting in front of your home crowd. And I mean, what's the barbecue you touching after the fight?
It was definitely a great feeling, you know, to have it at the Bridgestone Arena right downtown. You know, that's always been a dream of mine to either win a title there or defend it, and to go there and defend it. And, you know, so many people showed up. The atmosphere was electric. It was crazy. People were going, you know, it's so loud in there at times. And, you know, so that was a great feeling. And I can't even remember what the barbecue was. Man, I'm blanking right now. I'm blanking, but it was good. We got some wings and stuff like that. So, but yeah, be a year out of the ring and to go from that atmosphere and that energy to, you know, an empty auditorium, you know, it is a little bit different, but like I said, pistol shutout, I feel like I put on a great performance and everything, but the knockout was there. So now it's on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm definitely excited to see, you know, what's to come. I would love to see a fight with you and Canelo, man. I think, at least for me, you know, knowing how skilled he is, I think it would certainly be a great bout, man. I know you got a lot of power behind your punches. He certainly packs a good wallop with his too, man. So I think it'd certainly be, you know, a clash of the Titans in there, brother. I mean, can we get this on the books? Let's, you know, can we ink this thing in? And if so, you know, can you jump back on with us and give us all the details on how you, you know, decide to step into that ring? I'm not saying you got to give us, you know, all your entire fight plan, but, you know, maybe a couple of words to let us know how you feel about it.
Again, I feel like it's a great fight, and you know, to go in there and win, I feel like the only thing I would need to do is go in there and be myself. People know my boxing skill, they know my boxing ability, and they know I'm nobody to play with. So we'll make that fight here happen soon.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of it, we'll have boxing's first undisputed super middleweight, and that'll make it a historic night. So
go ahead and claim it, man. Put it in the air. You know what I'm talking about? Now, I do have to ask you, how has your training been even during this pandemic, man? Has it changed a little bit? I'm sure you're not in the gym with other folks like you probably normally would be, but how has it been, you know, still training during this time?
Well, there was no restrictions, but as far as me getting the strength and conditioning or the boxing gym or sparring or anything like that, but it was a different atmosphere in the gym too. Not having, usually there's a ton of people in there watching sparring and you know, people coming in and out watching me train, and so for it to just be me and my team, you know, a couple people in there, you know, the energy was different in there too. But it was a good setting because we knew it would be the same thing on fight night, so it was good practice for the fight. But I'm looking forward to hopefully things, you know, opening back up and having fans and people in the gym, and you know, I like when it's a lot of eyes, a lot of pressure on. So.
Okay, you a fourth quarter, let me hit this shot. You feel me? Let the crowd go wild type of cat.
Yeah.
I see where you at with it. That's what's up. Now, Caleb, you know we based up in San Francisco, man, Northern California. Have you been to the Bay? Do you rock with the Bay at all?
Yeah, definitely. My wife, she's from Sacramento.
Okay.
Yeah. So not quite, but yeah, I've been to the San Francisco Bridge, and you know, one of my favorite fighters of all time, Andre Ward.
Right.
There. So yeah, I've been up there and been around a little bit. It's a nice place. I like it.
That's dope, man. Yeah, shout out to that boy SOG, man. Just made it to the hall. So, you know, big teams, man. Now, Caleb, I got a question for you. It's going to be the last one. Now, out here, I don't know if you know much about Bay culture. I know you said your wife is from NorCal. So hopefully you got a little bit sprinkled in there. You know what I'm talking about? Now, there's a few sayings we have here about things that slap. Music for sure slaps. Caleb, do you think that food slaps? Yes or no?
Food slaps. Yeah, food can slap.
Food can slap?
Food can slap.
Okay. All right. We taking it from Caleb. Caleb said food can slap. Man, and I know for sure Tennessee, y'all know y'all barbecue. So if it's slapping, it's slapping. I'll tell you. It's all good, man. Caleb, thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it. We're looking forward to this fight. Anything else you want to let people know, or where to find you or tap in with you?
Yeah, if you want to stay up to date, you can follow me on Caleb Plant on Instagram, and you know, some big things coming up. So stay tuned.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate you, brother. Keep up the good work, man. Let's see if you can get to that 22-0.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Oh.